Good morning, Lakeland 2023 graduates. Good morning. I know how this feels. Give yourself another round of applause for all that hard work. Yes. I want to thank your parents, and I know how they're feeling. Right, parents? I know how you're feeling. When you finally help to get them where they need to be, to the friends that have helped, to the faculty here at Lakeland College, it takes a village. I know it does. I've lived it. So I want to thank you all. I am so honored to have been asked to be your commencement speaker today. I want you to enjoy this moment, to savor it, to celebrate it, because now comes the really hard part. Now comes the time when you have to go out into the world and make a life for yourself. Some of you might already have had a taste of that. You might already be working and going to school, trying to acquire this degree. You've got it now. Now is the time that you start to truly believe in you. Believe that you can succeed. Believe in that degree that you will get today. Believe in all that knowledge that your professors here have instilled in you. Believe that you are enough in this world. Believe that you can go out and compete against anyone you come up against, any competition that you go up against in a job interview, that you can achieve. It's so important that you believe in yourself, you see, because I haven't always believed in me. I have not always believed in me. You see me today as an accomplished anchor, a journalist who's won 8 television Emmy Awards for news excellence. I'm in the Ohio Journalism Hall of Fame, the Cleveland Hall of Fame, but I have not always believed in myself. And how could I? I grew up in the backwoods of rural Missouri on a dead-end road, a dirt road, in extreme poverty, in Wilson City, Missouri, population 212, 12 being my family. I still go home and they still have 212, even though the 12 of us have moved away. Somebody forgot to change the sign. But it was a small town. Everyone there lived in extreme poverty. All I ever wanted to do was go to college, but how could I? No one in our small town ever went off to college. The boys were always told to graduate high school, get a job working the farms alongside their dads, and the girls were encouraged to get married to the boys and have babies. But my mom wanted more for us. My mom was one of the hardest working women I've ever met. After my dad and subsequently my stepdad walked out, my mom raised 11 children on her own. My mom didn't accept welfare, even though her friends told her she probably should. She was a proud woman, determined to raise her kids, saying, I birthed you in the world and it's my job to take care of you. She worked a factory job as a seamstress, making anywhere from $2 to $4 an hour. And all I ever dreamt of since the time I was 6 years old was to become a television anchor, like my idol Walter Cronkite, who was considered the legendary news god of television. Now, a lot of you are too young to know who that is, but your parents and grandparents know. You weren't born then. Yes, I'm old. But all I ever wanted to do, I would tell my mom all of these grandiose dreams that one day I would travel around the world and I would interview important people and I would go to the White House and I would interview presidents. And I remember my mom looking down at me saying, yeah, baby, right. And I'm not sure if she truly believed it, but she always encouraged me. And my mom only got through 9th grade, but she always wanted college for us. She always said an education was the way out of the poverty that had plagued our family for generations. And so when my first sister said that she was going off to college to become a school teacher, not only did she go off to college, but she graduated. That basically let the rest of us know that it was possible. And so I too graduated. My mom would send 9 of 11 of her kids off to college. It's possible. It's possible. And so when I graduated, I remember sitting right where you are today. I was filled with so much anticipation, so much hope as I walked across this stage and received my degree. I had all of these dreams of getting my first television reporting job. The only problem was I went to every radio station, every newspaper, every television station, and no one would hire me. No one. Everyone said, no, your voice is awful. Maybe you should go back to grad school. You don't have any experience. You're right out of college. I'm like, yes, that's why I don't have any experience. I'm right out of college. Duh. But it was so disheartening, so disappointing. I would go back to my sister's house because I had graduated. I didn't have a job. I couldn't afford to live on my own, so I lived with my sister and brother-in-law. And I remember just crying night after night, asking God, how come I can't get a job? I've done everything I was told to do all of my life. All of my teachers, my professors, my pastor, my mom, they told me just get the degree and you can get a job. And yet I couldn't get a job. I started to doubt myself. I no longer believed in me. I didn't believe in that degree that I had worked so hard to receive. And so I'm crying out to God saying, why can't I get a job? I've gone everywhere. And the voice said, you have not gone everywhere. And I'm hearing this voice and I'm arguing with it. Yes, I have. I've gone everywhere. And he said, no, you have not gone everywhere. And the voice was right. And for those of you who are believers, God didn't sound like that. I'm doing this as an effect, just so you know. But the voice was right. I had not gone everywhere. There was one country radio station that I avoided. I did not apply for a job there. You know why? Because I listened to my friends. Be careful listening to your friends and the wrong negative people who will discourage you from applying for a job that you might be able to get. Because my friends told me, don't bother about going to apply at that country radio station. They don't hire black people. All of their radio personalities are white. So you don't have a shot. You don't have a chance. So I didn't go to apply. Well, the next morning after hearing that voice, I got up and applied for the job. And the music director was in that day, and I got the job on the spot. I got the job on the spot. So don't you listen to people that tell you because of race, place, class, because you don't fit the mold, because of the degree you have, because you're not enough. Don't you listen to those people. You keep pushing. Believe in your abilities. Believe in that degree that you will receive today. And so then I went on to apply for my first television job 6 months later. I remember sitting outside the news director's office and a woman from Philadelphia who had 6 years of television experience. She also was up for the position. And I had 6 months radio experience. And I remember her being dressed to the nines. She was so polished in her speech. And I thought to myself, again, I was doubting myself. Why am I even here? She's going to get the job. I can't compete with her. She's touting her big degree from Northwestern. It's one of the most outstanding colleges in the country. I have my little small degree from my small school of 4,000 students, a historically black college. There's no way I can compete with Northwestern. She's got the job. Why am I sitting out here? She's impeccably dressed. I'm sitting here in my JCPenney best. I'm sitting here in my used, scuffed up blue shoes, looking ridiculous, but it's all I could afford. Why am I even here? I had counted myself out even before the interview. And to my surprise, I got the job. I got the job. And when I asked the news director, why did you hire me? He said, because she came in very pompous, very sure of herself, touting her big degree from her big college. You came in with eagerness, your eyes wide open. You were so ready to get to work. I could tell you were smart and you are teachable and you had so much potential, and you are the kind of person I wanted working for me. And besides, this was the same news director who told me you needed to work on your voice. It was awful. This was the same news director. He said, and besides, you work at my favorite radio station. I have been listening to you the last 6 months and your voice has improved. So you see the full circle moment? Had I not gone into that radio station and applied for the job, the news director at the television station never would have heard that my voice was improving. And so then, decades later, I would be sitting in a room, and a staffer would come out and say, Ramona Robinson, the President of the United States will see you now. Imagine how I felt. Imagine how I felt. Don't you tell me dreams don't come true. You dream big. Don't you let anyone tell you your dreams are too big. People will tell you, when you start telling them what you want to be, what you want to do, they will say, oh girl, oh guy, you can't do that. Don't you let them tell you your dreams are too big. When she came out and said, the President will see you now, my mind flooded back to my time in our little White House, sitting on our sofa next to my mom, telling her someday I would go to the White House and I would interview presidents. And as I came around the corner, there was President Barack Obama waiting to greet me and shake my hand. And after the interview, one of the staffers said to me, she said, you know, we vet everyone who comes to the White House. And she said, your reputation precedes you. And of course, I already knew that you are vetted. But so many people told me I would never get that interview because 1,100 journalists from across the country applied to interview the president. 1,100. Only 4 were selected. Do you think my small degree from my small university hampered me? No, it did not. And you know why it didn't? Because it doesn't matter what size your degree is, what size your college class is. It does not matter. What matters is what's up here and what's in here. When she said your reputation precedes you, of course, they have to make sure you have the journalistic chops, the credibility, and all of that. But she also knew about my reputation of being a fair journalist, of being a kind person. And that's what I want to leave you with today. Always remember, no matter how far you get in life, always be kind. There was an ironic situation that happened to me this week. I was in the hospital and had to go to the clinic, and this was a planned procedure. And I don't like being put under. And I remember before they put gave me the IV, the medicine in the IV that was going to put me to sleep, I was very nervous. I was talking to the two nurses in the operating room. And I said to them, you know, I'm having a little anxiety. I'm really nervous about this. And they were so wonderful. And I was just telling them, you guys are being extra nice. You're really wonderful. Thank you, thank you. And so to calm my nerves, one of them who was leaning over me said, Ramona, what are you doing now since you left television? And I said, well, I've written 3 books, and I'm now going across the state speaking. And as a matter of fact, on Saturday, I'm the commencement speaker at Lakeland Community College. And she said, oh my, I graduated from Lakeland in the nursing program many years ago. Thank you. And I'm telling you, Dr. Beveridge, if you're putting them out like that, there's a lot to be said for Lakeland, because she was so wonderful. And when I woke up in recovery, there she was, right there, leaning over me, saying, you're okay, everything went well. So I just want to encourage you today to dream big. Don't let anyone tell you what you can't do. Believe in yourselves. Believe in this wonderful education that you received. And be kind out there. We need you, because it's a difficult world out there right now. But you can make it a lot better. So congratulations. I can't wait to see what you're going to do out in the world. Again, you go get them. Go get them.